Hello and welcome everyone to the D1 stream Austria. Today I'm joined by Death Star, the retired driver.
Yes, I'm here as well, and this should be an exciting race. What do you think?
It definitely will be because we're racing at the Red Bull Ring in Austria, in the south of Austria. If you want to be more specific, as we go onto the track map. You'll go across the finish line on the pit straight. You go into the first corner. You want to take a lot of curb on the outside, maybe not that much, but take a lot to get the throttle down as soon as you can. Turn 2 doesn't even exist. Turn 3, the most accidents happen here. Also, it's the main overtaking spot on this track. But hard to get right. Try not to crash into the wall, but that's not gonna be seen here in D1. Then you go into turn 4. That's also one of the biggest overtaking zones. Um, you go through that into turn 5, which is the long one. You'll get that. After you get that, you'll go into turn 6, which is almost flat out. You want to take a lot of curb on the inside. Then you go into the last two corners, where you take a lot of curb, try not to invalidate your lap, and that's the lap around Red Bull Ring. Now, let's go back to F1 23, and we can begin in a few seconds. So let's start. What is your prediction for pole? Who do you think could take it? You're the D1 driver here, retired. You could have some experience. Who could take the pole?
I'm not really sure, to be honest, because obviously I think the usual people, being KJ, Grizzler, are definitely going to be near the front unless they mess up. But other than that, maybe Assume Basher. He said he's had some good lap times around here, so I don't know. We'll see.
It's really hard to expect or predict something, isn't it? So, um, we'll see. We'll have to see in half an hour, probably, something around that. As we go into Q1 with 18 minutes. Um, it's gonna be interesting. Well, oh wait, it's only a short quali, no? Then only 12 drivers. Then I'll take it back everything I said because it's only short quali.
Looks like our web is going to be the first one to go out on track this evening.
And he is gonna be probably the first one to settle up in this racing weekend as a well, D1 racing weekend, and first quali.
The Vito saying in chat that it might rain halfway through the race, so that should definitely shake a few things up. But I'm not sure whether drivers will go for dry setups or wet setups.
It's only a prediction, so it could rain. It could be only right rain where you could stay out on the slicks, tough it out. Um, we'll see in the race, but it's a nice information to have for now. Now I'm gonna take the chat on onboard a lot with Arvan here. So rounded up the final corner onto the straight we go, across the pits, um, across the finish line. We'll go into turn 1, taking a bit of the curb. You don't want to take the such curb on the outside or in the inside. You go here. There's turn 2, which doesn't even exist. You don't even turn the steering wheel too much. Turn 3, hard braking zone. You don't want to take that much of an inside as Arvab took, but maybe that's his racing plan. He's more comfortable with it. As onto the final DRS straight of this lap he goes. Into turn 4, he will take a lot of the curve, putting the throttle down nicely. And now, into turn 5, we go down the hill, taking a lot of the curve, using all of the space you have left. Even here, you don't want to invalidate as he invalidates. So I jinxed that one, but
His lap. Oh, sorry.
who do we got next? Davito is gonna be the next, and he's going into the pits as it seems. Um, so Noob is gonna be the first one to complete a lap. So let's complete the onboard with him. As the two final corners, we round that up, taking it nicely. He doesn't take too much curb. He wants to get a safe banker in. He takes it. He goes fastest, of course, because he's the only one to settle up 4.1. As Tiger Gamer goes behind him for 10ths.
Across the line, that's a 104.1. That puts him P1 for now. And DeVito's retired.
In the pit. So might as well be some issues there. And I'll have to invite Wabba. Where do we got him? As KJ goes in between that fastest by 5/10, getting into the 103s pretty easily. And that's gonna be I think one of the fastest bankers we see. Of course it's from KJ, so no surprise there.
This is going to be the next driver to finish a hot lap. He's in sector 1 currently and takes turn 3 quite nicely actually onto the DRS straight now towards the turn 4. Here he wants to take quite a wide entry and brake as late as possible. And he misses the apex slightly, but it should be okay for a banker. Into turn 5 or 6, I can't remember.
Oh,
That's
gets a bit of a snap there. Almost did what Husky did 2 times in this one race weekend. As he's gonna round the 2 final corners to finish his not the greatest lap we will see this evening, but it's gonna be good enough for last positions as of now with times.
is coming around the final 2 corners. It's quite easy to invalidate here, but also it's quite... Okay, he goes P4, 104.2.
Grizzler is gonna be next across the line. He goes only second, 4/10 behind KJ. KJ looks like a quality merchant now, doesn't he?
We have a Soon Basher coming around the final 2 corners. It's quite neat and tidy for him so far. Around the final corner, he goes almost over the white lines, but it's still a 103.7, which is now the new provisional pole time.
And thank you, Arvap. As he said, it could potentially rain at the end of the session, so the last laps would be like 2 or 3 minutes earlier than normally because it should rain. And that's the interesting thing. Davito retired. We don't know the reason.
It's like maybe a man, I don't know.
Maybe wheel stopped working or something.
Or that. I'm not sure.
We don't
But now our web is about to start a lap. He's coming up to turn 1 now. Nice wide entry and not too much curb, but he goes wide and invalidates.
That's the second invalidation for him. He's really struggling to even get a lap under his belt. That's not gonna be the greatest weekend we'll see from him. As Tiger Gamer, actually it looks like he goes fastest in the first sector with 15.9. Going to around now the 4th corner. Get a nice slipstream from the Red Bull of Arvab in front of him. Now going into the turn 4. Down the hill, take it nice and steady. Taking a lot of the curb. Nicely taking it. He's flowing through the track. like it's nothing. He goes into the two final corners now to round his lap, taking just enough grip to get him fast lap time. He goes 5th fastest, improving by 3 tenths. And Journey said we should hydrate, so I hydrate for you.
Web's also saying that rains in 5 minutes. It's still looking relatively bright out there, so I don't know whether it's going to rain in the 5 minutes that it says, or whether it's going to be a little bit later. But also, KJ's just invalidated another hot lap, but he didn't improve on it anyway.
So no one on a lap, it looks from my point of view now. Only on an out lap is Diamond, so we'll watch him. What can he do with 1/5 lapper race practice? We will see.
As you say that, we also have Toby Hammond, who's on a lap right now, coming up towards turn 3.
As he's on the straight, DRS wide open to limit that downforce that goes into the rear wing to get more of the speed down as he goes down the hill again for a lap. He did not settle up, so this is his banker. It looks like he goes purple in the second sector, but we know EA, it's kinda bugged. So we cannot be on that. Now, Toby rounds up the final corner to go across the line. He goes 7th fastest win with 1:04.1. Diamond.
Quite a tight grid. It's quite a tight grid between P4 and P8. Less than a tenth separating most of them, and Tiger Gamer's only 2 thousandths slower than Toby.
As Diamonds goes wide at the final corner and goes 6th fastest. And one thing to say, Tiger Gamer is actually a D2 driver, and that time makes it even more incredible that he could set it. And I see a few clouds from my point of view, maybe more than on the start of the session, but it's still pretty sunny. Who do we got on a lap there?
I think it's Stein, maybe? No.
No one's on a lap.
No one. But the next driver to come across the line to go into a lap will be, I think, Hassoon Basher. Yeah.
So currently the professional pole sitter is gonna go for another lap, not being beaten by KJ when he did his second lap. So might as well he try to even extend that gap to KJ and others to maybe get a good thing there, as he gets great slipstream from Lewis there. Nice teamwork from those two.
Basher's up by, I think, nearly a tenth and a half in the first sector, and that's mainly a straight, so I think the slipstream really helped him there. Into the second sector now, into these two left-handers. They can be quite tricky, because if you get on the inside curb too much, you can spin out on it, but you don't want to get too wide either, otherwise you invalidate, and he's up by a tenth and a half. Coming into the last two corners now. He is very clean lap, actually, and he seems to be taking a lot more risk on this one than his previous lap, so it should definitely be faster as he comes across the line to set a 1 minute 3.5, extending
by
over
2/10. What a lap from him. A really clean lap, as you said at that start. Really clean lap there.
Clip Gamer has paid to watch Louis, so we can watch
Alright.
Louis now.
So the second house now into turn 3. He goes, taking it rather nicely, getting the slipstream from his fellow teammate again, working with each other pretty nicely as he goes out the way just before the corner. Now into turn 3 he goes, taking it again rather nicely, taking actually a bit more curve, but it did pay off for him as he didn't get an oversteer, and he invalidated.
Oh, all that teamwork nearly gone to waste. But YouTube slightly improved as well.
Yeah, and my controller said bye bye. KJ should be now rounded up the final 2 corners. No, he's going for a lap actually. No, he's going into the pits, and now I look like a clown. NoobTube, actually great efforts from him, sitting in the top 3. So great. Wabo, actually, it looks like he's on a lap. He's started a lap.
Rain.
What? Human retired.
Rain.
Steiner retired.
Yep, it's raining now.
Oh, it's raining. So Wabo has the only chance to set a better lap. Is it gonna be dry enough for him to set a better lap? We shall see. So it looks like Asum Bejer is on pole. But that's if Wabo can deny him, as he looks pretty nicely through this lap. It's not the fastest lap you'll ever see, but it looks like the track is going to be a wet bit for him. But it looks like it's gonna be dry enough for him to still improve from the P9 as he goes around the final 2 corners, takes a lot of risk. Is it gonna pay up for him? No, it did not. He lost too much time and he's gonna start P9. There's actually some guys that still trying to go for a lap. As I should have cursed Wabo, but I don't think that's needed whatsoever. Lewis is gonna try another lap, probably. No, it's too slider oozing for him.
Yeah, nobody's going to improve or set any more faster times. The track's too wet, and obviously, I think Louis just wants to set a banker to get ahead of the veto.
That's really smart, but let's see if it works out for him. It still looks dry. He's still going like it would be dry, at least in the first sector. So now Lewis still DRS enabled, so technically the softs are still faster and fast enough to settle up. It's a bit oversteer, a bit slidey for him, but is it gonna be at least in front of anyone there? He's going pretty nicely for now, even though it's raining. And he invalidated, so that's the end for Asum Bejer, as it looks now. And he went straight into the wall. I would do the same. So that's the end of the quali. As the top 5 is Asum Bejer, KJ second, third NoobTube, fourth Humane, and fifth Stein. A pretty interesting quali session, to be honest.
Yeah, Grizzler's quite a bit further down than I would have expected. I would have expected him somewhere in that top 3, but maybe a lack of practice or just hasn't been as lucky.
So it's the end. Here's the results. I would need that. But the pole is not big enough gap. Then you see to P3 and you see 310s pop up out of nowhere pretty much, and then from P3 it's really close to like P5, P6, it's kinda close in between them. So, and my controller said bye bye again. Oh, it's back.
The whole grid is in a Haas sandwich. We have Basher in first and Louis in last. And I know Louis' race pace is very good, so we'll see what he can do from the back of the grid tonight.
Oh, we are rounding up the interesting craze here. Maybe it will even keep it from me falling asleep.
Yeah, possibly. I think F1 Mad's experiencing a mix of emotions, first and last.
Yeah. So it's really cloudy, but as Herweb said, it will rain, or Davito said, sorry, it will rain in the half of the race. We will see if it's gonna be enough for Inters, potentially at the end of the race for full wets, but that does not happen too much. It will not rain, says NoobTube, so that says it all. Everything I said goes down the drain, and I look like a clown again.
I mean, it says no rain, but of course that's just a prediction for the weather. It still looks very overcast out there. So I don't think it will rain if the weather doesn't say it will rain, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we should see the lights out should be in 1 minute or maybe down. It looks only cloudy all the way, so there could be still some percentage for the rain, but as NoobTube said, it doesn't look like it's gonna rain. So let's not why should we restart? No, we're not restarting.
Yeah, no, I think we should red flag the race. Too much rain. Too much
Yeah,
rain.
too much rain. Belgium 21. Too much rain.
Nah, it should be fine. But on the bright side, nobody's readied up early, as it seems.
And that's interesting.
Yeah, the slicks are too slick.
It should start to it should start in a few minutes. Few seconds probably. Maybe they're playing the ready up chicken, as I say. And we are here. So it's 3, 4, 5 flights, and it's gonna be lights out, and away we go in Austria. Assumbescher gets a good start from KJ. KJ slots behind him into turn 1, almost him pushing him away. Humane now into P3, almost side by side with KJ. Is it gonna be enough to go side by side? I will have to turn this on. As a NoobTube is on the attack as Grizzle spins Humane around, dive bombing the inside. That will be looked on by the stewards. Now there's a big fight. Two groups had created a lot of chaos going down the order. Vavo fighting, Grizzle fighting with Diamond side by side into turn 5. Is it who's gonna be on top? Grizzle looks like he's gonna go around the outside, and he completes it nicely. Wabo right behind him defends that position from Stein to no fighting now whatsoever. But it's Assumbescher from KJ from NoobTube. That's the 3 drivers that pulled away from the pack. As Grizzler goes side by side with Diamonds again. Grizzler roos out, 3 positions on the one straight. Someone Grizzler retired for some reason. Maybe it's a rage quit, we don't know. Now Wabo fighting with Diamond. Stein is gonna have a look, maybe down the inside, maybe around the outside. No, Wabo is gonna have a look down the inside on Diamond. He's on hard, but it's gonna make it stick. Almost switchbacks it, not working for him. Now he's side by side with the Ferrari, making contact there. Now in the slipstream, he tucks behind him and not losing any positions. As there's the Tiger Gaming and Toby fighting with each other side by side into turn 5, turn 4. Sorry, I don't know. Now they go into the curb. It looks like Toby is gonna do it. Next corner, Tiger punts him a bit, but nothing to make a big damage or anything big impact there. So 3 positions not changing. Shout out to Diamonds making up 4 positions in these 3 opening laps. Other stuff from him. YouTube now sets the fastest lap on the 3rd lap as Stein almost punts him behind, but it's just working rather nicely for the top 3 now.
Horrible start. He's down 7 places from the start. And I think Grizzler must have had a disconnect. Surely he didn't rage quit on the first lap. That's just unrealistic. But the top 3 have pulled away almost 4.5 seconds from Diamonds already.
I think it's because of the big fighting that was happening. Almost the whole field was fighting nails and tooth, however you say it in Britain. Tooth and nail, no? Is it? I don't know what I'm yapping about.
Tiger Game has made a mistake because he's lost places. He's down to P11 now behind Louis.
Still not falling too far back behind. And now pretty much every driver in this race will score points, even though what they do just don't DNF. That's the interesting thing. Asum Bejer still leading from KJ, from NoobTube. These 3 just being on the podium rather safely. It's interesting, NoobTube actually has only 30% of ERS against KJ and Asumbejo, who have the similar percentage of battery. Asumbejo still keeping on the lead. Now, Diamonds and Stein actually started to pull away just a bit from Wabo. It's just not gonna be enough to get him out of the DRS range. But Stein is gonna try to make a move on Diamonds really soon. It's gonna probably happen in the next DRS zone, probably the next DRS zone, because I don't imagine him overtaking anywhere here, as they're really tight on the track limits. Now Stein is gonna have a look, maybe down the inside, or is he gonna lift? He's lifting, and he's gonna go for it now, as Diamonds again lagging back, and pretty much giving the place to Stein.
Started in a hard compound of tires. That's probably why NoobTube has been able to keep up with KJ and Nasumbasher so easily. But we'll see when the pit stops come if starting on the mediums is actually an advantage, or whether starting on the hards is an advantage.
I didn't get to test it yesterday. Who knows who then he knows. But it's kinda the Ferrari incentive for Wabo. Gonna defend from Toby. But Stein is getting really needy of that overtake. Or is he gonna just try to stay behind Diamonds and use it to his advantage? Diamonds used 50% of his DRS. Stein is on full ERS as he punts him behind, and now that allows Wabo to sneak in from behind, but he doesn't have the battery to do anything about Stein, more than just stay behind and hope for the best. Stein gets a big slide coming out of turn 3. So he's not gonna have a run on diamonds, and Wabo is not gonna have a run on him. It's just that balanced. Humane actually...
Struggling.
Yeah, talk.
Sorry, you go first.
Humane actually coming back from the incident with Chrysler that happened on the first lap. Now he's right behind Tommy Hammond. Is he gonna try to overtake him, or is he gonna be patient and wait for the pit stop and just restart his battery a bit?
Ferraris are pressuring the cars in front of them massively. Stein is right on the back of Diamonds, apart from the corner exits where he seems to lose out a little bit. But Toby is right on the back of Vabo as well. So we could see quite a few moves coming up as Toby goes round the outside of turn 3. That's a very nice move if he can make that stick. On with the DRS. Vabo is getting the slipstream from Stein, and he keeps the position. But Toby has no ERS, and Toby tries again round the outside of turn 4, which isn't working.
Now that's as he get a bit slide, and now Lewis is gonna fight with Human in this turn. Lewis gets a bit squeaky there as he almost spins around, but catched it in time. And Human is having a great comeback from the incident that happened. Now, the straight again. Davito is the first driver who picks up a penalty. Stein spins around, almost taking out Wabo with him. Now that allows Human to go through into the top 5. Lewis is now gonna try maybe look around the outside, maybe a little switchback on Wabo, and that's nice to see. But is he gonna make it? He's side by side with him, not almost side by side. Now he burns a lot of battery. He's now side by side. He's gonna be going down the inside on him and make that move stick beautifully. What a nice move there. Diamonds is now gonna be relieved from the pressure, but now Humane, who's pretty angry, now wanting to come back, right, he's gonna do this overtake rather quickly, it looks. So, now, Humane on the straight, nothing changing in the top 3, Nuke Tube falling out a bit, maybe those mediums are starting to burn a bit, but is Humane now, as Toby picks up 3 seconds time penalty, is Humane gonna try to move?
And KJ and Basher have just swapped places. In turn 3, KJ went up the inside. Let's see if Basher will fight back into turn 4, and he doesn't.
Nothing's gonna happen there. As Humane is still not making any moves on Diamond. Oh, what is this? Do you see it as well?
Yeah.
What a fighting side by side! What a fighting between those Mercedes and the Williams, as Humane somehow completes the overtake to go P4, and that was rather the best move I've seen in a long time. Yeah, what a nice move from Humane there. Now Diamonds is gonna try and possibly overtake Humane. Maybe a different style than Humane overtook him. We should see.
A more boring style.
A more boring style as he overtakes him on the straight. He makes it into the corner. No problem there. And Humane still gets the DRS. So no problem whatsoever there. Wabo now again in the fight. I don't know if he was in the fight, but I think he fell out a bit, but then came back again. Now we are on a lap 10. The top 3 are 7 seconds in front of Diamonds, who's the leading car of this pack, from P4 to well, rather P10 or P9. Um, Great racing now. I didn't see any collisions. Let's not jinx it though. Anything still can happen. Is in normal race. Now it's the question: when the mediums are gonna fall off, than the hards, and what's the best strategy? As Lewis goes down the inside on Humane, but Humane defends it rather nicely. Now getting even a run on Diamonds. Defend and overtake on one straight. That's not gonna happen to no one like that. And this Diamonds does some mistake and Human breaks a wing. Through goes Lewis into P4. And now he can start his quest of chasing down the top 3. He's got quite work to do.
Humane's got wing damage, so he'll be really slow unless he boxes onto a set of hards, but it's still a bit early for that.
I think.
Okay, he's boxing.
He's boxing. Maybe he's hoping for the rain. No wonders there. It's
been a horrible race for the 2 Ferraris.
Horrible race for the Ferraris. Now horrible race from great race to horrible race to great race to horrible race from to Humane, who is having a roller coaster of a race. But he still stays in the race, not rage quitting, and that's what matters at the end of the day. As now it's only 3-way fight with Diamonds and Wobble, who are fighting for the positions.
Yeah, so I think the race has definitely calmed down a bit now, but there's still a lot of little DRS trains from Louis to Vabo, and then of course the top 3.
Now it's gonna be interesting. The gap to top 4 has came out second from when I said that Lewis is gonna start his quest, and it's coming down pretty much every corner, and my controller is stupid. Yeah, I see yellow on fuel actually, maybe hoping for a safety car, so that could change the race a bit. As Wabo now fighting with Diamonds, not making the move whatsoever, and now he's too far back to do anything. Diamonds almost out of the DRS of Lewis. Lewis is gonna probably catch the leaders if he has enough pace, which he has.
Seems to be in pretty even pace with the top 3, but just slightly faster. Sometimes he drops off and then he picks it back up. But yeah, he's got 6.5 seconds to make up. That's a lot of time. We'll see what he can do from now until the end of the race. It's still a long way. So yeah.
Now Wabo is really close to Diamond's gearbox. Is he gonna try any shady moves now? No, he's not. He's gonna try the move now on this straight. Maybe delay that to another straight. We should see. But no, he's not gonna delay anything. He goes past like it's a piece of cake into the next straight into turn 3. He goes. And now P5, but don't forget the penalty. He got penalty for exceeded track limits, and you don't want that really. It's hard to not get a penalty here in Austria.
Webb has just gotten his penalty.
As of now, Lewis is not catching up, but he did make enough gap to behind to Wabo to not have a DRS. So great there, but Wabo is staying in, even closing on Lewis, but it's more of a stable pace than closing. Lewis has more ERS but less fuel, as it seems. That's not the greatest thing you want to see as a principle. Your car on a low fuel, and chance of having a safety car is pretty low with 12 drivers driving on this grid, as Stein has left the session. So let me throw him an invite.
Why would you do that? I will go back and focus on the top three. They're still in the same position as they were on lap one. Basher ahead of KJ, ahead of NoobTube. I think NoobTube's tires will slowly start to fall off. I think it'll still be fine, but they will fall off eventually. And obviously he will have that advantage of the undercut, as Tiger Gamer has a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings.
And we should look at the penalties, because that's gonna be major factor in this race, as Davito leads the penalties by 6 seconds, and then it's only 3 seconds for Wabo, Tiger Gamer, Erweb, Toby, and surprisingly Diamonds doesn't have any penalties. You don't see that very often.
Well, there's a new day for everything, so
Yeah. So I think it looks like they're all working with each other. The bad thing for NoobTube is he's out of ERS, like totally. He totally drained it. I think he's trying to stay with them. It's a smart move, but he has to pit eventually. So I don't know if this strategy is gonna work for him, that he's gonna burn a lot of ERS just to stay with them. The tires are probably done in this stage. I think he should pit any lap now, if it's not gonna be this lap, because the expected pit stop for new mediums from hards is lap 19. So
Tiger Gamer and Diamonds have just pitted
Diamonds had
onto the hard
pitted.
tires.
So he's gonna be the first one to make a pit stop here. We are not counting in Humane, which is make the pit stop because he didn't have a choice pretty much. And now Humane is gonna go down the inside because Diamonds has cold tires, and it's not gonna work for him that easily. Now Wabo, actually great praise from him. He's now in the DRS of Lewis. Greatly doing amazing things. Both of them are on hard tires, so it's just pure pace there. And they have similar ERS level actually. So Wabo probably is gonna use the train. I don't think he's thinking about overtaking him just yet. Maybe leave it for the pit stop lap to overtake him, to possibly be in front of him in the pits. That could work.
Right on the back of Humane now. Even without ERS, he's getting past here before turn 3. That's not the most intelligent move, because Humane can get back past him with the DRS and the run down towards turn 4. But Diamonds is now burning the little ERS he's got. Humane definitely has that advantage. And there's a yellow flag in sector 2 that for R-Web, probably. He looks like he's had a spin, but managed to recover that well. And Vabo and Louis into the second to last corner. Vabo down the inside. What a move!
Didn't see that one, but it would be interesting. Now he's not gonna have any DRS, so that's maybe not the smartest move also, as he gets a bit struggly into turn 1. I wonder if he's gonna try to defend that. He's gonna get the DRS and the possible switchback, which is not working for him, as he slides almost into the wall. is he gonna try the overtake now? And he totally is around the outside, and makes that move really nicely actually, making those sweet moves on Lewis. Um, Wabo totally on fire this race, not from the start, but now he has come to life. It seems. As KJ is the another driver to pit, as assumed the Basher still not pitting. Um, Wabo is pitting with Lewis, so as I said, the strategy he's doing the same.
And we'll see where NoobTube comes out because he's already pit. So we'll see how far ahead how far ahead he is of KJ. Because the undercut seems to be very strong, but it doesn't look like it'll be enough for him as they're wheel to wheel as KJ comes out the pits. Vabo's got no ERS again, but KJ will have the DRS in the next straight and NoobTube lets him past. That's very smart, actually. That's very smart.
I don't think the undercut works here. The undercut works here by a potential 3 seconds, but I think KJ just has the great pace and it's just not gonna work for NoobTube. Assumbesher is now the one in trouble, not KJ whatsoever. He is gonna pit now, and we'll see what KJ will undercut him. By what amount will he undercut him? It looks really cloudy, even more than from the start. So, is it gonna rain or is it just gonna be cloudy? That's gonna be the interesting thing to see. As now, through goes KJ into turn 1, undercutting Assumbesher by a big amount of time. Big. Like, we talking 1.5 seconds it looks. And it's gonna go up till turn 3. Almost 2 seconds undercut. Nice strategy from KJ, even though it was pretty much the default strategy. It did work for him with NoobTube behind him, who struggling all the race to keep up with the leaders, burning a lot of ERS just to stay in the DRS. Did I say DRS? I meant ERS and DRS.
You just missed a nice little battle between Humane, Tiger Gamer, Diamonds, and Stein. It was Humane almost made the double overtake into turn 3, but just missed out on getting past Tiger Gamer, who's now close behind Diamonds.
You can scream at me if you see nice battle. Just scream battle here, something like that. So now it's gonna be indeed a nice fight between Tiger Gamer and Diamonds. Tiger Gamer with the DRS, the D2 driver competing for P4 in this race. What a man he is. He's really fast, and even faster. He's proving himself right by doing this. As Diamonds is not gonna come back. He does not have the thingies to do it.
I think he lagged back again.
That's not wrong.
Kind of looks like it. One thing that surprised me though is Louis. He's down in P11. I think he might have had a spin because there was a brief yellow flag in the middle sector. So I think he might have had a little spin or some sort of mistake because that's not where he was before.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. He was even competing for the top 3, but then his pace somehow disappeared for some reason, and Wabo even overtook him. So that's the interesting thing to see. As Wabo now side by side with Steen, he completes that move, even though Stein has DRS too, and completes it nicely. And into turn 3 he goes, having DRS for a Humane, and it's working all for the McLaren of Wabo, just rather nicely.
Doom Basher's just about back in DRS of KJ and NoobTube again, so the undercut of KJ's undercut didn't really work that well.
And
I think
wait,
Zoom Basher.
Stein actually didn't pit. He's on 22 laps old. Hard. Is he trying to go for source?
Oh, here comes Vabo up the inside of the second to last corner again on Humane this time, and he makes that move stick very nicely.
He loves that place to overtake.
Clearly, but this time he gets DRS, so
As
he's not at a
Stein
disadvantage.
goes into the pit, as I said it, is he gonna try the softs? Is he gonna go into mediums? And he goes into the mediums. Interesting strategy. I don't think that's gonna work for him.
NoobTube has just let Assume Basher pass. I think NoobTube knows he's slower than the top two, and he's just trying to secure that podium rather than fighting Assume and KJ just to lose out or spin or DNF.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be fine with no threat behind him whatsoever, because Tiger does not have the pace and he has to fight the cars behind him. So he's safe for now with 10 seconds gap with almost 10 laps remaining. It's like 13 now, 12 laps remaining around that. As Essenbecher sets new fastest lap, 1:05.8 I think it was. And he's gonna set his eyes to KJ. He looks to be faster in the clean air, possibly.
Tired Husky.
He retired on first lap for some reason. Oh, Grizzler has left the HDR as well. Now,
I wonder what happened. He must have got in contact or something.
no, but he left even the Discord server too.
Yeah,
Now,
I don't know,
look at the D1 chat.
Edia has redeemed a hydrate.
Well, I don't have anything, so you have to do it for me if you have anything.
I shall.
You shall complete the hydrate challenge.
Nice water bottle sounds. I hope you heard that.
Something was heard. That's gonna be enough. You paid for it, and you know it's not gonna be heard. Just be enough. So now Wabo actually joins this fight. The mediums look really fast against the hards, as he now gonna try the move on diamonds. Again, down the inside. He goes even for the double overtake on Tiger Gamer. He's not gonna make it, but now he has the DRS. Tiger Gamer has nothing. That was a nice move, slightly aggressive, but it did work out for him. Tiger Gamer is out of ERS in front of him. Wobble is for a possibility to maybe get a podium again, but he has to put the foot down a lot. He showed he has the pace when he's not in the pack, when he's clean, when he's in the clean air. He has the pace rather nicely. So when it's only about matter of time, he gets in front of Tiger and starts to pull away to finish in front of him. He doesn't have DRS for some reason. And you have to hydrate again for Husky.
Oh, for goodness sake. I need to go and get more water. I literally just
Wobble
finished.
goes around Tiger Gamer, completes it rather nicely. Onto the next straight. Completing that move rather nicely. Tiger Gamer is not gonna have again. Husky getting the flashbacks. I don't have to drown with anything, and that's our Kent too. If he didn't disappear for water now, I think he did. So Wabon now clearly on a great pace, but is it gonna be enough to possibly secure the podium, or is it just gonna be enough to get the P4 job done? And I can hydrate. I don't have anything to hydrate from, so
I'm back now.
okay. So you have to hydrate
Hydration
3 more
time.
times. 3 more times. Then you should be fine. So Wabo on an excellent pace here.
Ah,
Wabo on an excellent pace, but um, I can imagine him getting onto the podium, but is it gonna be enough to get onto the podium? That's the interesting thing there. He's pulling that gap second per lap down. It's still possible, but it's gonna be tight. And YouTube has to do a lot of mistakes for him to catch up to him. And please don't drown. I heard you coughing there. Not a great sign.
I shall attempt. I think the best thing for KJ to do here is just to sit in Assume Bash's DRS for as long as possible before making a move. If he makes a move too early, Assume Bash will just come right back at him.
So, Wabo stopped actually catching up to YouTube. So I think he's gonna be still in the P4. But now it's gonna be not fight for P4 from the start. It's gonna be fight for P5 with these 3 drivers, and Humane actually again. He came back again. He's unstoppable. He's inevitable. He's the Thanos. And he's gonna again fight for as much as points he can get.
He's catching the pack as well, so maybe we'll see him and Toby getting in with this little battle here.
Wabo is not closing the gap. He's not gonna be on the podium. YouTube has to do a big mistake to happen something that as Human starts tries the move. It did not work out for him, but now it's gonna work out for him. He goes down inside of Diamonds. He thinks better of it, as he should, and Diamonds is gonna have a sector of chill, as I should say. And then he will be under pressure again on the straight.
There's no penalties, so he's net P5. He just has to hope that Vabo makes a mistake so that he can get P4.
Yeah, it's Diamonds now, possibly still in the P4. But now I see what is Wabo trying to pull. He's not trying to catch YouTube in front, he's just trying to get the 3 seconds under his belt, which he has done from Diamonds because Tiger Gamer has penalty too. But some reserve won't hurt in that time, as Diamonds is like backed again and almost kill Human because of that. Human gonna be furious behind the wheel there. He's only getting spun back by Diamonds.
And look at Louis, he's about to get into the DRS of Humane, I would say this lap. Yep, he's in there now. He will want to get ahead of these 3 or 4 drivers, if you include Vabo. He will want to get ahead of these 3 as soon as possible so that he can charge for Vabo.
So now it's again a big fight for these guys fighting tooth and nail to get the highest position they can get. Davidov 9 seconds time penalty. It's gonna be hurting race for him, but he still will end up 11th. Now Tiger Gamer still defending that P5 rather nicely, losing time to Wabo. Wabo has now a big pressure under his shoulders, which has disappeared, at least for now. With 3 seconds on Tiger, we should be more than fine if Diamonds is not pulling any beautiful tricks that he would like to pull.
And now Louis right on the back of Humane, so we'll probably see a move coming up sometime soon.
It looks rather nice, this big battle. But Lewis on gearbox of Humane, um, they're so close to each other. I see possible 3 wides here into this corner, but not anymore. Humane is gonna stay behind. Diamonds tries to go down the inside, thinks better of it again. As now Lewis is right at the back of Humane. I wonder if something's gonna happen there. Humane actually lets pass Lewis for some reason. Maybe it's tactical reasons. I wonder.
That's the smart thing to do, because Louis doesn't have penalties, Humane does. There's no point risking fighting.
Yeah, okay. Didn't think about these penalties. So you're thinking.
Ooh!
What?
Contact between Diamonds and Louis. Louis spotted a small gap, tried to send it, and it ended up in him in the grass. But he hasn't lost too much time, so should be okay to continue fighting. And he was weaving around to say, no, you can't do that.
No, that's bad. All the time you have to leave the space. So now down the inside goes Lewis on Diamonds. Side by side still. Diamonds is gonna try to come back, but Lewis has the power of DRS, as we shall say, and it works for him rather nicely going into the P6. Now he sets dice towards Tiger Gamer, potentially catching Wabo, but he has to put that foot down to actually get that, and Husky is going crazy in the chat.
He's doing exactly what I said he should do, just stick behind Basher until the last moment possible. He's got the ERS advantage over Basher. He's also got DRS, so I think if KJ can get past Basher in the final lap, then that's him with a win.
It looks like that's gonna happen, but YouTube actually lost 7 seconds from that pit stop, so Lewis now on the back of Tiger, possibly last lap. He has to put that foot down. He's not gonna imagine catching Wabo, I think. He's gonna imagine getting in front of Tiger Gamer, which could even happen now as he goes side by side. Tiger lets him pass, it looks like that, and now Lewis into the 5th position as Diamond is bugging again.
And F1 Mads just claimed the top 2 battle, so you're gonna have to watch that now.
I would watch it, because now it's gonna be the interesting fight for the win. SKJ is gonna try to get DRS, but still, oh, he locks up, and that's the end. That looks like the end. Basher is gonna complete the win. KJ, too much pressure for him, he couldn't hold that. Oh yeah, he couldn't hold that. What is he doing? So that's the ending, bit of controversial ending, but now it's 3-way fight for the 5th, 7th position. Nothing happening there, but I don't think anything's gonna happen there. But now we should look at our winner. It's the Grand Slam for Basher as he goes across the line to win the Austrian GP with KJ in second again, and Davito retiring on the last lap for some reason, probably a spin. Vabo, Noob Tube, great efforts for him going P3 in the home. Vabo from having a bad race, bad pace, going home to pick up P4. Lewis P5 from last, and it's big whatever it that is.
I love that.
I love that too. Uh, Great job. Airweb is
Think he
still on a
crashed
lap.
robot.
We should watch Airweb complete his lap. And Airweb is gonna pick up the P11, score the points. And he does it rather nicely, finishing last, but still not giving up.
Lap.
So, do you got the questions prepared? At least something. That's the. I can do it. I can do it if you don't want to.
Okay.
That sounds fair.
So, I assume Basher is our winner tonight in Austria. Nice race, actually. Very nice race. No safety cars, that's always a plus. And our web did steal that fastest lap on the last lap.
And I'm Bozo and I can't create a rather good invite. Alright now.
You got the results that you should.
I'm watching the podium. Now here's the results.
So we have Assume Basher in P1, KJ in P2, NoobTube in P3. Nice race for the Aston Martin today. Vabo in P4, Louis in P5, Tiger Gamer in P6, Stein P7, Humane P8, Diamonds P9, Toby P10, Rweb P11, and DeVito, it says he's a lap down. I don't know if that'll count as a DNF or not, but
Yeah.
and Grizzler, the only one to, according to the game, to DNF.
Alright, and who joined? It's Diamonds. Diamonds, please mute yourself. You're the owner, but you're not gonna get the priority. KJ.
Oh,
So hello KJ. Great pace all weekend. But the battle in the end. What happened there? It was just pure pressure or just pure skill issue?
I mean, it's back to my natural habitat, really. But yeah, I mean, it was a good race at the start. Like me assuming YouTube just bolted because there was a massive skirmish on that one with everyone behind. I don't know what happened, but yeah, we just pulled away, and then eventually Nubitube, because he was on the hards and we got on the mediums, we were able to pull away. So then it was just me and him for the rest of the race, and I managed to keep with him, charged up all my ARS, and then went for the attack on the last lap, and then tried to do the classic switchback, but just got too greedy on traction. So yeah.
You actually pitted one lap earlier than Sumbejer. It did not work out for you. Sumbejer was on a great pace. You were on the same pace actually, trying to get the win. In the end, he did it, and I don't think I have anything other to say. So
I mean, I've got something to say.
yeah,
Grizzles left the server.
he left indeed. I mentioned it in the stream. Do
I've
you
just gone from
do you
third to
know
third.
do you know why did he retire and left?
I
You
saw he DNF'd and then he left the game. So I was like, oh, yay, that's a chance for me to gain the championship. I didn't know, like, he's proper rage quit from the server.
Yeah, we can't know because we should ask someone who was rather behind in the first lap. Yeah, but that's everything for me. I don't think. Do you have anything to else say, KJ?
No, just GG's to assume like me and him were having a great battle all race. And yeah, if I didn't spin at turn 3, we could have had a nice battle. But yeah, just had to go throw it away. But at least I'm leading the championship now on technicality.
Yeah. So P2 from you. Great race. Next time we're racing in Imola. Have a nice evening and goodbye.
Alright, cheers. Bye.
So next we got NoobTube. NoobTube.
I hate Nick. Oh, hey.
Yo. So you finished on the podium. You had a great race all weekend long. Qualifying P3 and then still finishing P3. Consistent race from you. Nicely done. Can you tell something about that?
All that it really took to get the P3 was just not fighting anyone and doing what was basically 36 laps of Grand Prix mode.
Yeah.
Might have been the most boring race I've ever done, but if it gets P3, it gets P3.
Yeah, I was about to say that. If it's P3, it's still P3. Nothing there. And I don't think you actually led by Assumbejer and KJ without any doubt. As you said, the key to finishing P3 was not fighting anyone, which worked out for you rather nicely. And I don't think I have any other questions for you.
Damn, I'm that
I
bad.
have a question for you. I noticed you did let by Assume Basher and KJ, even though you had a massive gap behind the top 3. Did you think that you could have gone for that win, or did you want to just secure the podium and let that be?
I felt like KJ and Basher just felt they were so superior to me. They would just straight line me, trying to get past. And I didn't want to risk them just murdering me.
Yeah, that's probably a good reason for you not fighting, but it worked out for you nicely, finishing P3 in the end, picking up the P3 for Aston Martin. I think the team will be happy with that performance. And now I think it's everything from both of us. Is it? That's
I
done.
think I just proved that we don't need Death Star to get a podium.
Yes, that sounds fair.
You need me to get wins though.
Hey, all right. Maybe if they murder each other next time. Okay, maybe.
We shall see. We still got a few more rounds remaining. So that's everything for me. Everything from Death Star, I think. So have a nice night and goodbye.
Day, because I'm American.
Yeah, day, afternoon, whatever.
Yeah.
Enjoy your afternoon or day.
Alright. Thank you.
So the next is actually Diamonds, so you can unmute yourself.
Hello. I would have thought the race winners come at the end like a con, but sure. Anyway,
So
Yeah.
I'm actually doing it. Who joins first, he gets it first. So that's what I'm doing it. But
okay.
But you had a great race, great pace all weekend, fighting for that P5, even though you were fighting for P4. You picked up 3 seconds time penalty at the end. You could have gained one more place if you didn't pick that up. Can you say something about that?
I got it at the final lap, on the final corner. My hands were basically done for, in a lot of pain, so I was just trying to bring it home, and I went wide at the last corner on the last lap, which then got me a 3-second pen right at the end. I think it actually would have gained me 2 places, one on Humane, one on Tiger, potentially one on Stein, but I need to check that.
No, Stein was
cost me a
behind
lot.
you, I think.
Was he? Okay.
I think he was.
In terms of how the race went, it was 36 laps of war. So fighting both attack and defense. In terms of straight battling. That's probably the most intense it got. No safety cars or anything to give you a break. First stint was just all out defense, and to be fair, I think I held off the whole field for like 13 or 14 laps until Lewis came through. And then in the second stint, I got stuck behind Tiger and couldn't make a pass. Then Humane made it count, Lewis made it count, and eventually I just dropped off.
Yeah, and one question: you were more further behind in lap one. Could you tell what happened to Chrysler that he rage quitted?
I didn't see anything with Grizzler. I think I got. I think he qualified. I think I got him on the start, but I didn't see him after that. I think I remember someone getting spun around
Humane.
at
Humane
turn
was spun
3. That
around.
could have been Grizzler. Uh, yeah, but lap 1, it was chaos, but not in the incidents way, but in the lots of cars around you don't die kind of way.
Yeah.
Still ended up being very clean. I did have a couple scrapes throughout the race, like when I parked it at the turn 4 apex and Humane ran into me. I think Lewis ran into me near the end when I almost went off at turn 7. Couple couple scrapes, but no major incidents. As for pace, not actually happy with that. Uh, Bottled the third sector in quali, and then didn't go out because I didn't think it would rain in the session. And then in the race, the pace was good, but I was really relying on DRS to keep that pace.
All right. Well, let's start. Do you got any questions?
Not necessarily. You kind of just explained your entire race.
Yeah. So that's everything from me. Everything from that star. Now have a nice evening and goodbye.
Aye.
So the next one is gonna be Arweb. Hello, Arweb. Can you
Hello?
hear me?
Yeah.
So not the weekend I think you imagined, but still picking up P11, getting those points and never giving up. Um, I would like to ask one question. Did you see what happened to Grizzler on the first lap?
Um, all I remember seeing is him spinning on the inside, and then suddenly he's in the escape road at the exit of turn 3. So I didn't actually see, but he's now gone from the Red Bull group chat. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's totally gone from the server. Or HQ did it probably. But do you have anything to tell about your race? Anything surprising or?
Just what happened to DeVito at the end that got me an extra position.
Yeah, what actually happened to him? Did he spawn by himself?
I think he spun out and crashed into the wall in the exit of turn 4.
Yeah, it looked like it this
I'm
one.
not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So still picking up those 2 points. I think you could be happy with that, even though it was really the bad weekend. You don't want to live throughout, but you didn't give up getting that 2 points, as I said. So I don't think I have anything else to say. Do you want to say anything?
Do you have to be in the top 10 to get the fastest lap point, or top 12?
No, it's top 12, I think.
So I'd get an extra point for the fastest lap.
Yeah, then it's 3 points.
Yeah, just trying to. I wonder who will replace Grizzlies at Red Bull. Hopefully they're just as fast.
Yeah. So that's everything for me, and now have a nice evening and goodbye.
Yep, see ya.
Alright, and the last one is Stein. Hello, Stein.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
right. Yeah, I can.
So a bit of a roller coaster of a race for you. I think finishing in eighth
P7.
or seventh. Yeah. Um, really nice comeback from that pit stop you made. A bit different strategy to everyone, going 22 laps on hards and then picking up, going to mediums. It did work out for you possibly in the end, still picking up the P7. Can you say something about that?
Yeah, of course, a very different race than normal for me. I think I had a good starting position. I could have started way higher up, but the rain just screwed me over. And after that, I think a pretty decent race for me. But then I was right behind Diamonds for a couple of laps at the beginning, and he was just going so slow on Apex every single time. And at one point, I couldn't avoid it anymore, and I just broke at my normal braking point and then just hit him. But like the slightest of contact is just a crash nowadays. So yeah, that spun me around, put me at the back of the grid, but I came back really well. And then right when I joined the group again, and then I got a game crash, and I lost like 10 seconds of that. And then at that point, I thought like hope for a safety car, continue as long as I can, just hope for a safety car, and then just box as late as possible for mediums, and try and make a comeback. And it yeah, kind of worked out. Got some good points in, so I'm happy.
Yeah. Um, I think it was a really decent race from you, picking up nice points in the end, even though that different strategy. I think that's everything from me. Do you got anything that's
Actually, even when you hadn't pitted yet, and you were still, and everybody, sorry, I can't speak today. Even when you didn't pit and everybody else was still on their new tires, you seem to have decent pace compared to the other drivers. Um, do you think without the mistakes, where do you think you could have been?
I think easily P3. I think I really had the pace to P3 if I looked at the quality results as well. Yeah, it would have been an easy P3, I think. But yeah, Diamonds kept me up a little bit at the beginning. I didn't want to like send it or something because he was just braking late and then stopping on Apex, so I couldn't send it anywhere. So I was just a little bit kept behind him, and we just lost time lap after lap. So I wanted to play it safe, but I think pace-wise, I could have been P3 today. Yeah, the top two were just too fast today, but I think pace-wise, P3.
Yeah, the P3 was definitely for the pickings, but YouTube played it only in the cards and picked it up in the end. Um, so I think that's everything from us now. Have a nice evening and goodbye.
Ciao, guys. Take care.
So that's also everything again, everything from me and that star for today's D1 race. It was an interesting one, even though we had only 12 people, 2 DNFs, no safety cars. It still was an interesting one. Still, something was still happening, and that's everything for me. Do you like to say anything, that star?
Yeah, it was a very good race. Lots of little battles every single lap. There was never really anything that kept the race just boring. There was always something happening that was just nice, and that's what we like to see.
Yeah.
DOTDs, we need to do that.
Yeah, nice. That's a blessing for commentator this race. So it was a nice race, and that's everything for me. Everything from that star. We'll see you next time in Imola D3. So everyone,
DOTDs.
everyone, take care and goodbye.